والإسلام ديني ومحمدا رسول الله ويقيني.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's final sermon. Now I need you to really pay attention to our Prophet's final sermon, because a final sermon, the way I look at it, is that it's like a last will that you give to your family, that you give to your children. It's like the last nasiha and the last wasiyat that you give to your children. When someone is dying and they call their family members close, they call their children close, and they give their final will, or they give their wasiyat and nasihat, and that person passes away, those family members and those children, they make sure that they fulfill the will of their father or their uncle or their mother. They make sure that they fulfill that will. Now we need to pay attention, what is our Prophet ﷺ's final sermon, and are we fulfilling Rasulullah ﷺ's final sermon? So if you're in a loud environment or you're busy, then I need you to get somewhere quiet, or save the video or share it to someone so you can watch it later. Now Rasulullah ﷺ's final sermon was during Hajj in the year 632. It was the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, which is the most blessed day of the year, and it was at Mount Arafah. Now you can see the environment at Mount Arafah. Now all the sahabah are focusing on Rasulullah ﷺ. This quiet. Rasulullah ﷺ says, "O people, listen carefully, for I know not whether this year I shall ever be amongst you again." After hearing this, the Sahaba radiallahu anhu started crying. People were crying everywhere. Tears were coming out. People were weeping. People were crying after hearing these words coming out of the most beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, rahmatul lil alameen, the most merciful, the most just, the most kind, the most beautiful. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after praising and thanking Allah, he said, "O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore listen to what I am saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today." This also includes us. We weren't present at that time. You are receiving Rasulullah's final sermon for the first time, or maybe you've heard it before, but it's been going down through generations. We hear it in the masajid, we hear it in speeches and talks. So let's see what Rasulullah's final sermon was. He said, "O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one, so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that He will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take interest. Therefore all interest henceforth be waived. Your capital, however, is yours to keep. You will neither inflict or suffer any inequity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest, and that all the interest due to Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, Rasulullah's uncle, shall henceforth be waived. Beware of Satan, of Shaitan, for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope that he will ever be able to lead you astray in big things. So beware of following him in small things. So if we don't follow him in small things, he won't be able to make us go astray on big things. O people, it is true that you have certain rights with regard to your women, but they also have rights over you. Remember that you have taken them as your wives only under Allah's trust and with His permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed, to be clothed, and in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And it is your right that they do not make friends with anyone of whom you do not approve, as well as never be unchaste. O people, listen to me in earnest. Worship Allah. Perform your 5 daily prayers. fast during the month of Ramadan, and give your wealth in zakat. Perform Hajj if you are able to, or if you can afford it. All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has superiority over an Arab. Also, a white has no superiority over a black, nor does a black have any superiority over a white person, except in piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it is given freely or willingly. Do not therefore be unjust to yourselves. Remember, one day you will appear before Allah and answer for your deeds. So beware, do not astray from the path of righteousness after I am gone. O people, no prophet and no apostle shall come after me, and no new faith will be reborn. Reason well, therefore, O people, and understand words which I convey to you. I leave behind only two things: the Quran and my example. The Quran and my example, the Sunnah. And if you follow these, you will never go astray. All those who listen to me shall pass on my words to others, and those to others again. And may the last ones understand my words better than those who listen to me directly. That means us. That refers to us. Be my witness, O Allah, that I have conveyed your message to your people. That was his last final sermon. After this sermon, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the revelation.
اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا.
So let's take the will and the final sermon of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and bring it into our lifestyle. Let's focus and let's act upon the teachings, the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our life. This summarizes Islam in a beautiful manner. Everything that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in his final sermon summarizes Islam, and we need to act upon it from our hearts, from ikhlas and sincerity. Be just to it and make sure it happens. Let's fulfill Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's final sermon. Let's fulfill his will and his wish and his nasihat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
والإسلام ديني ومحمدا